pirates and dinos in Vraska, oh my! Ixalan is on the horizon, but before we set sail for riches and gold, let's talk about the cards that we lose to rotation. This is my top 5 cards that I hate and top 5 cards that I will miss. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything from Mindsculpting MTG.
Chase the Bone Sculptor says you must subscribe.
Also, don't forget to smash that like button. Battle for Zendikar and Shadows over Innistrad took us back to 2 of Magic's greatest planes in the multiverse. Both sets gave us tons of new cards that were not only standard playable, but also instant modern staples. However, some cards were almost too much to deal with in a healthy standard environment. Here's my top 5 cards that I am so ready to say Bon Voyage to. As an honorable mention, we have Elder Deep Fiend. As much as I hated it when it happened to me, there is no sweeter phrasing to utter at the beginning of your untap step. Coming in at number 5 is Ixalan Graf Widow. Oftentimes a curve topper and stabilizer in most Delirium decks, this legendary spider would come down as a very efficient blocker and bring along 3 of her friends. Almost always shutting down most aggressive strategies, Ixalan would help close out games because most efficient removal couldn't deal with her. Then you would also have to deal with her spider cronies clogging up the board. Ultimately, Ixalan just had so much card advantage and value that you would have to use up multiple resources just to get rid of her. At number 4, we have Prized Amalgam. This zombie paired with Haunted Dead would come back turn after turn and help create a very aggressive board state. A player could just discard it, activate Haunted Dead's ability, and not only would you be facing down a 2-2 and a 1-1 flyer, but oftentimes multiple 3-3s. Unless you could exile it, your opponent would oftentimes run you over in conjunction with Elder Deep Fiend. A very spicy combo indeed, but oftentimes OP. Next at number 3, we have a staple in almost every red-green ramp deck, Worldbreaker. Worldbreaker is a very fitting name as it would oftentimes stabilize the board by exiling a target land, artifact, or enchantment. Even if you managed to kill it, it would come back if your opponent sacrificed a land. Comboing with Sanctum of Ugin, you could just tutor up another one on standby or another powerful Eldrazi threat. Speaking of powerful Eldrazi threats, coming in at number 2 is Kozilek's Return. An instant speed board wipe for 3 mana is already incredible, but add to that being able to deal 5 damage across the board whenever you cast another powerful Eldrazi threat is a recipe for victory! An auto-include in red-green ramp and team merge, this card could help swing the game in your favor regardless of which Eldrazi you cast. But its favorite? Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. There were so many ways to get this huge behemoth into play, it's ridiculous! Whether it was Aetherworks Marvel or an old-fashioned ramp deck, if you could cast Ulamog, you won. A 2-turn clock and the ability to exile your opponent's library, Ulamog could demolish and consume everything in his path. Ceaseless Hunger indeed. Now on to the cards that I hold near and dear to my heart. These are the top 5 cards that I will miss. As an honorable mention, Gideon Ally of Zendikar has both been the bane of my existence and a godsend. I used to hate on this powerful planeswalker until I finally got my playset and actually started to play with him. Gideon of the Trials really hasn't gotten that much attention, but I expect that to change when Gideon Ally of Zendikar finally rotates. It's too much Gideon! Too much Gideon! Moving on, we have Westvale Abbey in the number 5 slot. Amazing in token strategies, I really enjoy playing with this card alongside Zulaport Cutthroat and Black-Green Aristocrats. Even in its final days, you can still find this card making an impact as a finisher in Blue-White Monument. Ormondal is such a beast, however getting stasis snared right after you sacrifice your board state hurts. Coming in at number 4 is the Thermo Alchemist. If you're a fan of burn decks like me, you've probably brewed with this card. Printed during a time when Tormenting Voice and Fiery Temper were legal in the format, damage could just stack up in no time. Number 3 on our list, and probably my favorite creature from Oath of the Gatewatch, Goblin Dark Dwellers. Whether in a burn deck or a control shell, the Dark Dwellers could give you more reach by recasting an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. Plus, Menace on a 4/4 body in addition to recasting a removal spell is a recipe for success. At the number 2 spot, we have Thing in the Ice. This might be my favorite creature that is rotating. It provided early game blocking plus a late game beater. My favorite part? When it flipped, you got to release the Kraken within and wipe the board. So what could be my top card on this list? More like cards. The Manland Cycle from Battle for Zendikar. There's nothing like having color fixing and an awesome creature all in one package. Whether it was Wandering Fumarole or the double striking Needle Spires in Boros Aggro, I loved having all of these in my decks to help finish off my opponent. I don't know if I could choose my favorite, but Lumbering Falls, Shambling Vents, Hissing Quagmire, Needle Spires, and Wandering Fumarole all hold top spots for me. That's my list. Did I leave anything out? What are some cards that you're gonna miss? Let me know about the cards that really grind your gears in the comments section. Would you like to see more top 10 lists in the future? I would love to hear your feedback. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss anything from Mindsculpting MTG. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next upkeep. More like cards. Comboing with Sanctum of Ugin, you could just tutor up another one on standby or another powerful Eldrazi threat. Hello!